We're recording.
All right. Hi.
Hi!
Welcome to Starring Jessica, our very first episode ever.
With Melissa.
And Amanda.
So it may look a little bit different on our logo because we're reversed. So I'm Amanda.
I'm Melissa.
So.
Sorry, I was distracted by the music pumping in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Welcome to Bay City.
Yeah. We didn't even need to have any music in our intro.
No.
It was already provided.
It's already there. Thank you, neighbors. We appreciate you.
Shall we start with the premise of Starring Jessica?
Yes, I think we should.
Okay. Well, since I love to talk, I will start first.
I
am a lifelong Sweet Valley High fan. I am on a mission to get all of the books. Not all of the books in every Sweet Valley series.
Universe?
Yes.
In the Sweet Valley universe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not in the whole universe, but all of the Sweet Valley High ones. I think I have like 60 left to go.
She's doing good.
Yes, so I've read them all. I was a big fan all the way from elementary school until I was like in college, honestly. And then now I'm roping Amanda into it. So we're going to read all of these and dissect all of them in the modern day times. Because things are a little different now since 1983.
Yeah, that was when the first one came out, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I started in like middle school and high school, and I just would read a couple of them. But yes, she has wrote me in, and I'm starting from the very beginning. So you're going to get a veteran and kind of a rookie talking about Sweet Valley High.
Yes, and you will find that Amanda is a lot more structured than I am. So just be prepared. But we thought we would start our very first episode by sharing an unboxing of some recent purchases that we made, which are not open.
Because we have to get more to fill up her stash, and I'm just borrowing from her, so we're not trying to find two different stashes.
Yes.
So start with the big one?
Yeah, why not?
Go
big or go home.
Yeah, go big or go home. And we've also been friends for 10 years.
10 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, going on 11. We'll have to tell our first date story sometime.
Yes. Well, you'll slowly get to know us. So, oh my gosh. So here, this box came with some from the other Sweet Valley universes, like Sweet Valley High senior year, which I read a good portion of those my senior year in high school.
I've only read a couple of these, and I don't even remember which ones. So
it's a little bit edgier.
Wow.
Definitely shows that they were written at the late 1990s rather than the early 1980s.
I mean, look at this makeup. This is the 90s.
Oh, that's pure 90s right there.
Look at that frosted lipstick. Love it. That's popular now.
It is.
Let's come back.
Oh my gosh, we are coming back.
I read this one. Win a trip to the set of that 70s show.
I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, they definitely brought up with us, but here we go. Wow. And we also have some from...
this one. I think this was the last one I purchased, actually.
Really?
This is the last book, I think. Oh, and they have the TV show characters. That's a whole other episode.
We will be talking about that, too. And Sweet Valley University, SVU.
Oh, I loved those.
We won't give you any spoilers just yet, but we may talk about them a few times. So, yeah. Wow, we got... Oh, is this another... Oh, this is Sweet Valley University. I think I read this one.
I've definitely read most of these. I'm actually... Yeah.
These are all in a set, clearly.
I've read all of those. 12,
13, 14. They're on a cruise.
I read all of those, definitely.
Who's almost dead in that one? Probably Jessica.
Yeah, I can't remember.
She's such a drama queen.
That might be Tom Watts, though, on the cover, so it might be Elizabeth.
Ooh.
Yes.
And so, oh my gosh. So we have lots of Sweet Valley senior year ones. So.
Oh, I had this one. Sweet 18.
Oh my god, look at the picture on the back. So that will look familiar to you when we get our logo on. Because we replicated the very first portrait of Elizabeth and Jessica. If you can't tell from the way everything is set.
Oh, a picture-perfect prom. We still have the TV people in this one.
Which covers do you like better? The originals?
I'm a sucker for the originals.
Mhm.
I mean, I can't help it. I was born in the 80s.
And especially looking at, like, watching one of the episodes already, the show is so bad.
Yeah, I don't
So
like
bad.
the ones with the TV show, but
Mhm.
I do like the ones from the 90s that also have illustrations.
Yes.
They're just updated.
Mhm.
Oh.
So moody.
So cool.
So cool.
Everyone knows this boy.
Mm-hmm.
This girl will do anything for me. Wash my car, make my bed. I bet she'd floss my teeth if I asked her to.
I'm not for flossing
Just
teeth.
like all the others, except she's Elizabeth, and somehow that makes things a little more complicated. That is such a sexist cover.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh.
Yeah, no.
Things have changed even in the past 20 years, clearly.
Yes.
Oh my
Ugh,
gosh.
we all know one of those.
Yeah. I even wrote a book about one of those.
Backstabber.
Mhm.
Of course she has dark brown hair. You know. 3 girls and a guy. Jealousy, same old story. Oh, bad girl.
Mm.
Yes, your basic nightmare. That guy, it's so cool.
Uh-huh. Oh, he is.
Yes, so that's our giant stack.
And these are at the end of the series, isn't it?
Yes. They should have stuck with the illustrations.
Mm-hmm.
Not the TV show. I mean, it wasn't that popular of a TV show. I mean, I don't remember it being popular.
No. Then again, I never had cable growing up, so I wouldn't have known.
I don't think it was on cable, because I'm pretty sure it was on one of the main channels, but whatever.
After school specials.
Mm-hmm.
They have the acting like an after school special.
I'm very excited about this next package, because it has Return of the Evil Twin, which you are in for a treat. Anyone who has read these knows all about Margot, the evil twin. So,
I don't know, Margot.
yes, well, you will. Why is the carpet all wet, Todd?
I don't know, Margot.
Yeah. So I love this whole like murder series. It's very complicated, but it's very good. I don't know. This just reminds me of like the heyday of when I could start to like buy my own books because I was, babysitting and all that good stuff. And this one is The Patmans of Sweet Valley. Ooh.
Hello. Hello. Wow.
Yes, some Scandinavian romance right there, I'm guessing. Now I gotta read the back.
They have Vanderhorn.
Oh, yes. Yes, the Vanderhorns. That's a long story.
Yes. Maybe.
Maybe for another day.
Yeah, we'll save that one.
But
for
yeah,
another
even
day.
like these illustrations. When was this?
They're awesome.
I love these.
It's really cool because it gives the backstory.
1997.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, I do enjoy the backstory. And just how fun would that be to write?
I know.
You know?
You get to create someone's history.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's our giant haul of books. Actually, there's more on the way, but they didn't come in the mail yet.
So, that's for episode 2.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So now,
Shall we get into
Double Love?
Double Love.
That was well timed.
Yes, it was.
And
This is all of our timing spent watching The Bachelor during the pandemic.
Yes.
That's why our timing is so good.
Mm-hmm. We're doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
And don't judge us. Okay, go ahead and judge us. I really don't care.
Wow.
Should we also rank this is like a PG-13? We may swear.
Yeah, probably.
Just so you know. Keep the little kids away.
There could be some foul language.
Plus, who's really going to be watching this? People in their 30s and 40s who also read these books when they were in middle school and high school.
And you're going to want to read them again.
Yes. And again. And again. And again. I don't know why that keeps going back.
All right. So, as we said, 1983. Yes.
And yes, this is where Melissa's talking about I'm a little bit...
I just have my narwhal sticky notes.
Well, I had so many sticky notes. And yes, they were color coordinated. But I figured, organize things.
Well, maybe I'll be more organized next time. It's been a long couple weeks as we've been trying to record this.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's easier to record on the weekend when I can not be.
And we have time, too.
Yeah.
I'm a teacher, so right now all my student grades are in, so.
Yes, I'm a copywriter, which feels like a never-ending job sometimes.
Yes, it is.
But whatever, it's fun. It's all good.
It pays the bills.
Yes, we're employed.
Yes, we are.
I actually love writing. I mean, I went to college for that, so it's not a complaint.
And I like writing too. I mean, I wrote a novel.
Yes.
It is. Maybe that should be our sponsor. Me.
Gretchen Burke's Love Molecule.
Yes.
That's our sponsor.
Buy it on Amazon today.
Mm-hmm.
It's self-published.
We can put that on our website when we get that done.
We can, yeah. More promotion. Please buy my book.
Okay, well,
Double
first
Love.
you gotta buy Double Love.
Yes.
Let's talk about the cover. I mean, I love this old cover. Actually, this is probably a second
Edition?
cover. Yes. I wonder if this...
Because it's not the one with the white background and the circle.
I should have brought one for reference, but I did not.
That's okay. Look at our logo,
Yes.
because that's where we were inspired by it.
We'll see more of that in the future, as I'm trying to get the books with, the originals. But it does have the original drawing of Jessica and Elizabeth. So.
Is that my cat crying right now? Oh my god, it probably is.
Oh.
Poor Tanner.
Is it?
Yes.
Maybe.
I'm sorry. My cats are special.
They're very fluffy and sweet.
I am a crazy cat lady. Single.
I'm not too far behind.
But she has a husband.
I'm married, but I have 5 cats and 2 dogs.
Yeah.
Arthur.
Anyway, so we digress.
We shouldn't start talking about pets, or it will never end.
Yeah, this will be an 8-hour first episode.
So, we have Jessica and Elizabeth with their lavalier necklaces on. Looking, their clothes aren't so bad, but the haircuts are definitely relics of the early 80s. Especially Jessica's. So, yes. And, yeah, I guess Liz, too. For sure. I can remember when I first read Sweet Valley High, I was completely jarred by the fact that Elizabeth was called Liz. Because she's not in Sweet Valley Twins.
Oh.
And I was like, Liz? This is going to take a while to get used to. Yes. So that sticks out in my mind. So we have our introduction to Jessica and Elizabeth right away.
And it starts off with Jessica, typically, whining about how ugly she is and just how horrible. And I mean, hello. They are tall, blonde.
They're
tan.
5'6". They're average, but tall compared to you.
Yeah, I'm 5'2". So, they are the stereotypical California girls. Like, if you want to talk about stereotypes. We are the stereotypical Midwest girls. So, we get it.
Yeah.
Brown hair, pale skin. We'll probably be adding a filter to this, just so you know. And so they are talking about the sorority.
Yes. We should talk about Jessica's first comment.
Go for it.
Oh, Lizzie, do you believe how absolutely horrendous I look today?
Sure.
So immediately we have Jessica complaining about her looks, which I don't think that would really happen in a young adult literature book today. It would be much more empowering.
Yes.
For them. Or, yeah.
We would hope.
Do people still, I guess Gossip Girl is probably the equivalent. I don't even know, though. I didn't read Gossip Girl.
I didn't read. I only watched the show.
I read one and I was bored, so.
I love the show, though.
So, yeah. That didn't excite me. So, Jessica is talking about how disgusting she is, while the narrative is talking about how beautiful she is. It's very, yeah.
You automatically get to know that Jessica is 100% shallow.
Yes.
Like, right then and there. And then when they introduce Lizzie, they show her as the complete contrast to Jess.
Not sponsored by Mountain Dew, unfortunately.
No. But, hey, Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
More than welcome to.
My dad gave me those. Oh, yes, Mountain Dew. I am from the UP of Michigan.
Yeah.
And it was left off the map, and then there was, like, the revolution with the bottle. Yeah, so there's our connection to Mountain Dew.
This isn't sponsored by Starbucks either, but I love this mug.
Oh, God. I know I forgot my mug. Sad. Anyway, so typical California girls, the stereotype you have. Blonde hair, blue eyes, tan.
Skin.
They're
Skinny.
matching necklaces. They are just pools of wonder. They're turquoise blue eyes.
Aquamarine.
I can't say that with a straight face.
And the biggest thing is that they really are hitting every single stereotype with this.
I know.
And I, like, these days, young adult novels wouldn't have those blatant stereotypes because they have to not fit into a certain peg.
They have the perfect family, too.
Yeah.
They have the interior decorator mom.
The lawyer father.
The lawyer dad. Big brothers in college.
Mm-hmm.
They're just all hunky-dory and they get along. There's no fractures. Everything is just sunny side up.
Which is, I think, the appeal for us rereading it now is it's total fantasy in that regard because we come from actually pretty decent cookie cutter families too, and even we said, we're like, this shit doesn't happen. There we go. Drop the first swear word, but it doesn't.
No.
And we will be talking about that. I have 2 older brothers, so I'm going to give the little sister perspective, and let's just say, I don't talk to my brothers like they talk to their brother. They call him handsome.
Yeah, my brother's younger than me, but every time we see each other, our term of affection is loser.
Yes.
No, actually a term of affection. Like, it's like a joke.
Hey, loser.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So
I would never be like, hello, handsome. My brother would be like, what the hell are you doing?
Get away.
Yeah,
You're on something. I don't want to talk to you
He's not a Stephen Wakefield.
No, he is not.
Oh, yes, Elizabeth's beauty mark. Of course, Elizabeth has a very teeny tiny beauty mark on her right shoulder.
Just tiny.
Just tiny.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like when Phoebe gets the tattoo of her mom. My mom looking down at me from far, far away. Yes. So, yeah. What's in your notes?
What's in my notes? Well, the first chapter was, are sororities in high school an actual thing? Or is that just part of the Cali culture? Like, we had clubs, like Key Clubs, National Honor Society, but I don't recall sororities. We just had, the popular kids.
We did not have sororities.
But they didn't have lavaliers.
No. There were, like, different church groups that had groups, but, like, that was church. It wasn't high school.
And it wasn't social. So we were already talking about this before we started the video, but we just don't see it. So if you are watching this and you were part of a high school sorority with Greek letters, not just a social society, but like with Greek letters and everything, let us know.
Yes.
Prove us wrong because we have never experienced it.
We've never heard of it, ever. And even my husband was like, heard us talking about this, and he said, oh, they're in high school? And I was like, yeah. And he was all confused. So,
poor Alan.
So, yeah.
So that was the biggest thing, I think, with that first chapter. I'm getting into the part on my plot of when they, like, who calls their brother handsome? And that's what we just were talking about.
If I have that page bookmarked.
I called my brothers ugly, even on their wedding days. Like, loser. Like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't.
She's not marrying you for your looks, that's for sure.
Oh, I bookmarked this page.
Oh, you did? Good.
Yes, I did, because it was so ridiculous. You're absolutely too gorgeous. Aren't we lucky, Lizzie? Okay, she asked, turning to flash dazzling white teeth at her unsmiling sister. We probably have the town's, maybe even the state's, handsomest brother. And then Elizabeth says, what, this repulsive thing? That's a little more normal.
That is more, like...
Of course it is Jessica, and she's a psychopath, so...
Yeah, she's crazy.
Yeah, so we...
So yeah, that was my... I mean, I have, like, plot and commentary, then and now. Oh my god, Rick Andover's pickup line.
No.
Should we talk about that?
We probably should have given a synopsis of this whole book.
Yeah.
We can do that now.
Go for it.
We can talk
We're
about
learning.
it. Yes. So basically, this sets up the introduction to the twins and their high school culture, all the side characters, supporting characters, and the whole thing is they're trying to join this sorority, and...
There's a big social at the end where you can bring dates.
Yes.
From the fraternity. Again.
And then there's, like, a bunch of drama in the middle that we'll get to with one particular guy.
And in that first chapter, it talks about Todd Wilkins. And you can see that Elizabeth, like, really loves Todd. She has a major crush on him, but she has never told anyone. She keeps it all in her head. And Jessica, obviously, is a vapid little flirt. And and Todd, they even describe him as being really good looking. He's a classic basketball star.
Yes.
And so you have...
He's tall, dark, and handsome.
Of course he is. So he has all these great things going for him. And of course, Jessica's going to flirt with him.
Yes.
Why not?
But Liz is just looking away wistfully, wanting Todd too.
And she's just like, it's tearing her apart because she doesn't want to hurt her sister because, you know, maybe Jessica's truly interested. But
God knows why.
Like, stand up for yourself, Lizzie. So that, like,
I know.
We'll be getting to a section later on. It's Jess versus Liz, and we'll be ranking them of who handled things better, who was the better person. And I have something to say about Liz with this. A negative against Liz, which, you know, Liz is the good girl. Jessica's the wild child. So they're opposites, except for their looks. They're opposites in every single way.
Yes.
Or so we think.
This is true.
So, but at least in this one.
Okay, so now that we've gone backwards and went into what the whole book was about,
of course, while Jessica's flirting with Todd, she also runs into the bad boy.
Yes, Rick Andover.
Like,
I can't even say it without laughing. It's the corniest description I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, it is.
That is what I can't get over.
Again, stereotypical. Well, what's the first thing he says?
Okay, wait. Think about what you think of when you think of a bad boy, okay? Like, you like bad boys.
My ex-boyfriend? Oh, I'm sorry. That was mean.
She likes bad boys. I've
I've
never been a bad boy type. My mom is. She married my dad. My dad's wonderful.
I know.
But he was a bad boy back in the day.
I am attracted to the ones. It's not necessarily that I can change them, but I think I like them trying to think that they can change me.
Oh.
Because...
What a dinkle.
I know. I am so stubborn and so headstrong. It's like, yeah, go ahead and try. You're not going to change me.
Yes.
And she married Todd Wilkins, basically.
I did.
We love Alan.
Yes.
He's the reason why I'm still single is because it's like, I'm holding out for my Alan. So
he's pretty great.
If a guy does not come even close to it, he treats me like a princess. I'm her best friend. And I am treated with so much respect. I am spoiled rotten. He buys us things like
and
tickets.
That's her. Imagine how spoiled I am.
I know. Buys tickets to Hamilton.
Yes. He lost a bet and bought us Hamilton tickets.
I know. Instead of giving her the $25 and me the $5
Yes.
that I won from the bet, he's like, "Would you rather have the Hamilton tickets?" Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Please.
Anyway.
So yeah, she married Todd
Side
Wilkins.
tangent. I
Yeah.
married Todd Wilkins.
So then we have...
Oh, yes. Rick Andover. Okay, where... Did I bookmark that page?
Oh my god.
I could have sworn I did.
It was... He comes up with, "Hey, Heaven."
Yeah, the pickup line.
The pickup line is the worst. Like, I am really curious if that would have worked on anyone. Not just now, in 2020, but even back in 1983.
I could have sworn I bookmarked that part.
I think it was, like, even earlier on.
It was. I think I'm too far ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
If I'm not mistaken.
Rick is a disgusting bad boy.
He is 17 years old, high school dropout.
Oh, here it is.
Tattoos.
Yes.
And he says stuff like this.
"Pardon me, Heaven. Which way to Mars?" I can't get through it without giggling. What? Jessica stared in astonishment at the boy leaning out the open window of the jacked up Camaro.
Jacked up Camaro.
Yes.
This is all stereotypical. Like,
ice cool handsomeness of a junior Clint Eastwood.
I like that
Did you write
description.
down the pop culture references?
Yes,
I did.
and
I didn't bring my paper.
I did a couple of them, but they, lots of pop culture references, but yeah, like the Clint Eastwood, but then they also mention, like, Star Wars, Twilight Zone, and those
things
are all,
that are still relevant.
like, they were brand new, probably, like, especially Star Wars. It was more new and current.
Yeah.
But now it's just...
In this context, I wouldn't say Clint Eastwood is relevant, but he's still, like, relevant.
Yeah. I mean, Clint Eastwood is kind of like the bad boy.
Yeah, high school handsomeness of a junior Clint Eastwood. I guess that would work since they say junior.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Big Shot Andover.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it actually says that.
Yes.
Mr. Big Shot Andover.
Mm-hmm. I just glanced over and saw
And
that.
I think Rick is very aggressive. He's, like, not appropriate at all. He's saying he's... Oh, wait. Where is it? Right here.
I would have punched him in the face.
I know. We've got a date. Or wait. Tomorrow at 8, we've got a date, Heaven. But you never even asked me, she complained. I told you I'm used to getting, not asking. Are you saying no, he challenged, as if the thought were unheard of. That is so unacceptable.
Mm-hmm. I would have said, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. No. Scamper off.
So, yeah, you have him basically, you know, saying he's not going to take no for an answer.
Definitely would not happen.
And then Jessica's just like, oh, okay, I'm going to go with him. Ugh. Yeah.
Ugh.
I know.
Like, she had it coming.
And
then
you work with teenagers. Would this be acceptable? Well, it's not acceptable. But would teenagers go for that?
I don't know.
I feel like today's women are a little smarter.
Yeah,
I guess it depends. Everyone's different.
Right.
But
the students that look up to me say that they want to be like me, and I would have punched them in the face. So I have hope for that younger generation. Like when we're in France that one time, and that aggressive concierge in Paris, like, busted in on a room of our two quietest, sweetest girls. If they had busted in any other female's room, he would have been taken down right away. Like, get off. Of course, he chose the poor girls. So I think some of them maybe would have fallen for it, but almost more like they would do it for other reasons than because they actually really wanted to go with him. And I think Jessica actually wants.
Yeah.
I mean, I like bad boys, but
she's just being all dramatic.
That's pure drama.
Yeah.
That's why it's called Starring Jessica, not Starring Elizabeth.
Yeah. Plus, Starring Jessica is one of the books.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be exciting when we get to that point.
I know. We'll have to have, like, balloons and everything.
Yes. I think that's a good idea. I like balloons.
And so, during all this time, they just keep bouncing back and forth and building the drama with this. So it's hard to, like, stay in a complete straight line with one storyline. Mm-hmm. But during all this time, Jessica's still trying to get Todd and Elizabeth.
There's a bar fight.
There is a bar fight at the end with Todd, right? But then there's this one.
I'm thinking about the one where Jessica gets caught up and makes them think
that it's Elizabeth. And someone just assumes, because, you know, they're twins, they look alike, and they hear the name Wakefield, so of course they think it's, you know, the Wakefield twin that they know. And Jessica, this is where Jessica does not win. Mm-hmm. Jessica just goes along with it because she's so scared and she doesn't want to correct. And so everything she's doing, she's backpedaling.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, of course, the town gossip. Caroline Pierce, right?
Mm-hmm. With her princess phone.
Her princess phone sees Jessica getting out and the cop saying and calling her Liz. And so she has to go on the switchboard, was it?
Yes, I think so.
Like, kids these days don't know what a switchboard is unless they've watched The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
I had to look up what a princess phone was. I didn't know it was just a regular phone. It's a brand or a type of phone or something. But, yeah.
But she has to get on, call the switchboard to spread the gossip. So then by the next day, everyone is treating Elizabeth like they don't know her.
Imagine if that was in today's world.
Snapchat. TikTok.
It would be everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Everywhere. Within seconds, not hours.
Yes, exactly.
So, and you really do feel bad for Liz because Jessica isn't speaking up against it. But I'm also like, everyone's so gullible. Like, if I would have heard of two of my friends that were complete opposites that looked alike. So if I had friends like them, and I heard that the goody two-shoes was involved in a bar fight and not the one that would most likely be involved in a bar fight, I'd be like, are you sure they got the right one? But no, everyone is believing
Yes.
Immediately. Until, like, well, Enid, best friend of the year.
Yes.
Like, she does, when she talks to Liz,
Enid is awesome.
She
I've
knows.
always been an Enid fan.
But even Todd, like, supposedly Todd likes Liz as well, too. But he's just going along with it. He's trusting what other people are saying rather than his friend. And that's something you don't get that these days, like, with the teenagers. Like, they're staunchly loyal to their friends, and they're like, no, that wasn't. That was not her. You got the wrong information.
Enid does that. Enid is like, well, we should believe her and talk to her first.
Yeah.
But Enid's awful boyfriend, Ronnie, is like, no, which sets up the premise for the next book. Secrets.
He's a control freak.
When we find out about you would know.
I would know. No. Melissa, I'm too much of a control freak. I forget. Okay, sorry, inside joke. We will get to that eventually.
There might be a lot of those. Sorry.
And if he's watching this right now, well, we're not saying your name.
Okay. Anyway.
We digress. So I have Liz at the Oracle. Okay, why?
Yes, Liz at the Oracle.
There are so many books and characters out there that their protagonist is a journalist. Like, I'm thinking of Good and Bad by Jennifer Weiner.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like you write what you know, and if you only know writing, that's...
I don't want to write about writing.
That's what your protagonist is. So, of course, Liz has to be a journalist for the Oracle. And I'm just curious. Like, I think of even, like, Rory from Gilmore Girls. She wanted to be a journalist. And actually, should we do the then versus now? Because they find out that their dad is going on this huge trial. He is one of the attorneys going against the two big families. One of them is the Patmans, and the other one is the Fowlers. And so he's defending the people and defending the school because they want to take over the football field. Like, how much more
that happened on Saved by the Bell.
Rah, 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 cliche can you get?
Yes. Don't you remember when they wanted to build the oil derricks on Saved by the Bell on the field? And then Zach does his presentation with the oil derricks and he squirts oil all over it. And then Becky the duck gets oiled and dies.
It's a really sad story.
It is really sad. I love ducks.
So, no ducks were harmed in this book.
No. Or in this podcast.
In this podcast either. So, I think my neighbors may still have their ducks. They're really cute. They'll waddle around. Aww. I like them. Yeah. So, with this, there is also this young, very beautiful attorney that is working with the Wakefield's father. Mariana West. And so the girls are thinking that their father is cheating on their mother with Mariana.
Alice, the perfect cook, who's also as beautiful as the twins.
Of course. By the way. Yeah. She's everything. She's never had probably a bad hair day in her life.
Probably not. And she always makes perfect food.
And they stay skinny. Like, with all this food, I'm like...
I know. I think I know I put a sticky note. Oh, yes. Alice Wakefield was busy preparing duck a l'orange, creamed asparagus, and a chilled parfait. Who has time to do that with a full-time job? I mean, I don't. I also don't like to cook.
Fair enough.
But who's preparing duck after work? Come on.
My friend Katie, but that's because she's a cook.
Yeah.
Like, she's talented. That's her passion.
Yes,
not
my...
No, you're the complete opposite. I'm like smack dab in the middle of these. I like cooking. I like trying new things, but sometimes it's just really nice to order a pizza.
Very tedious. I'd rather be crocheting.
So
or playing Animal Crossing.
We have a book club going on, and we are reading Gone with the Wind, which...
It's like the loosest term of book club ever.
It's like one of those gossip and drinking clubs where you talk for 2 minutes about book club. But it's been so much fun with this pandemic, like,
we've
getting together.
Most of us have been reading slowly, but I'm reading like 5 other things, so,
I know.
You know.
And I listened to it on Audible, so I ripped through it in 2 weeks. But if you have ever seen even the movie, or read the books, I made this comparison. Jess is Scarlett O'Hara. Like, Scarlett is a drama queen, flirtatious.
Yeah, with some
Oh,
redeemable
Ashley.
qualities,
A few.
but then they slide back when
Right.
they're being evil again.
Yes. And then Liz is Melanie Hamilton Wicks. Like, can do no wrong, super loyal, doesn't get overly upset, will take one for the team. So I was very proud of that comparison.
Yes, I think I have to agree. That is very true.
So
Also, I think that goes to show that we have a very wide breadth of literary interests.
yes, we do. Reading the classics. I mean, I teach English and I also teach art, so I have to know a few things, but most of the things I read are what my high schoolers are reading, and if you're teaching 3 ninth grade units, you are reading, in a day, you are reading To Kill a Mockingbird.
I don't have any perspective from teenagers. I don't have children. I don't teach them. So I'm not exposed to teenagers very often.
I'm okay with my teenagers. They can drive me nuts half the time, but if you accidentally swear in front of them, they're not going to like, Miss Dinkle, what did you say? They're like, you almost said shit, didn't you? I'm like, yeah, sorry. They're like, we've heard worse in the hallway, which they have, because I've heard it. I've just stopped saying language, because whatever. Gossips in literature. Who was better? Miss Pitty Pat Hamilton from Gone with the Wind, Miss Stephanie Crawford from To Kill a Mockingbird, or Miss Jessica Wakefield?
Wow. What a
breath, I know.
I know.
Something written in the 30s, something written in the 60s, something written in the 80s.
I don't know. Pitty Pat Hamilton.
Because they all have their endearing qualities, too. Like,
it's true.
You don't hate any of them. They are the person you go to if you want information.
Mm-hmm.
And we know
true.
people like that.
Oh, yeah. Everyone has a gossip.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My small town gossip, she was the one that I called for everything. She was still the person I would reach out to when she lived in Pennsylvania about what's going on an hour and a half away from me. Because she would know. I wouldn't know.
Wow, that's impressive.
I know.
Very good comparison there.
Thank you.
That's a good...
Yeah, I think they all have their endearing qualities. I think right now, Jessica most annoying, but it's because I have a limited perspective.
Yeah, she'll get more redeemable later.
Okay.
In certain moments, but...
They're really setting her as the wild child.
Oh, yes.
Sister.
Absolutely. She's just not trustworthy.
And then, here's the other thing. Like, we were talking about how everyone's gullible. And Liz believing Jess about Todd being a creep. So there is the time where Jessica went out on a date with Todd. Mm-hmm. And does she go in to kiss him and he doesn't?
He rejects her.
And so, of course,
Todd.
She is pissed. So she wants to retaliate. And she figures that the best way to retaliate is to spread rumors about Todd to her sister.
Yes.
And again, is Liz really that gullible? She knows her sister exaggerates.
That's the thing. If you are someone like Jessica and you have a twin, the twin is going to know you better than anyone on the entire planet. Yeah. Now, I don't have a twin. However, I have a cousin who is the same age as me.
Delina?
Yes.
Hi, Delina.
She will appreciate this because we read these together.
And I'm sure she's
we
at the edge of her seat.
Okay, our dads are uncles. We are 2 months apart in age. We spent kindergarten until I graduated from college first together. That's as close as you can be to being a twin without being a twin. Right. So if she had come to me and said, "Oh,
can't believe what Alan did to me,"
I would be like, "No." What? I wouldn't just believe it.
Yeah. You're
because especially if you know the other person,
right? So, if they are saying something completely opposite of what you originally believe,
there's a lot of stuff taken at face value that I would be like, no. Yeah,
and I even put here, has she met her twin before? If they were separated at birth, maybe, but again, when they lie, their tells.
Yeah, not good.
And then allergies, not COVID. I feel like I have to say
We've been model citizens.
We have been very model citizens. The scene where Rick takes over the girls in the car. It's so implausible. So at the
when
end...
he's drunk, I have this bookmarked.
Yes, at the very end. So he sees them. They're at a stoplight, aren't they? And he, like, reaches in and opens up the car and shoves them over, which means that the vehicle that they have... Vehicles don't have these anymore unless they're trucks. Like, they have a seat in the front middle. Like,
yep, that's a good point.
My parents' old Grand Marquis had that from 1993, I think. 91? I don't know. Whatever. But, like, he shoves them over. Okay, just drive away. But then he takes over and he's driving.
He's drunk, too.
He's drunk, and he, like, speeds past, and does he spit dirt?
They careened past the Dairy Burger. And Elizabeth yelled out the window. So she's yelling for help. They're swerving. They missed people.
And of course,
Todd. A fleeting glance of a face. Todd Wilkins.
So Todd comes to their rescue, follows them. They end up... do they end up at the bar again? And then...
Wait, Todd steps in.
Yeah, at Kelly's.
There's a lot happening with these cars.
At Kelly's bar, and
yes,
they get into a scuffle, and Todd saves the day. He steps in for the girls.
And Elizabeth is all, oh, Todd. It's just like Melanie when Ashley comes back from war.
I know. It is. See, it is a really good comparison. So if you've...
Yes, if you've seen Gone with the Wind, or if you've read it.
Yeah, if you've survived the unaudible 49 hours of listening to Gone with the Wind.
I thought he was going to kill you. Todd, you practically saved our lives. I could just kiss you. Oh.
And doesn't she?
Yeah. That was Jessica. Yes, and Elizabeth intercepts and kisses him.
You go, Liz.
Yes, so Todd rescues the girls. But, you know, Todd isn't the type of guy who needs a lot of fanfare. He was just doing the right thing, like Alan, because Alan does not like to see a woman who is sad.
Oh my gosh, no.
No. That's like his weakness.
Like...
It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's me, if it's her, if it's his mom, if it's his co-workers. Like,
didn't he say that this was, like, since he was little, like, he saw his mom really sad, and he just promised that he was never going to make someone feel that bad.
He saw his mom upset when he was a little boy, and he said it always stuck out to him, and from that day, he was just like, I'm not gonna make women sad. I swear he's real. I'm not making him up.
He is. He will come on one of our episodes, because we're going to have, like, we want to get his perspective, his guy perspective. Like, if he would have been treating his little sisters, because he's the oldest in his family, his little sister the same way that Steven treats. So it's going to be the reverse of my perspective, because...
that'll be good when Steven comes into play a little more.
Yep. Smoking, so the then versus now.
Yes.
So we already talked about the sororities. We already talked about Rick Andover's pickup line. Both of them, nothing that happens. Smoking in bars.
Yeah, smoking. I know. It's like jarring to me now when I smell smoke, because I'm just not used to it.
Right. It's kind of the same when I go to Europe, and you do get that a little bit more, but even there, it's not as prominent as, you know. It
doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm not going to be in it, like if I'm just passing by or something. But, yeah, you don't see that anymore anywhere.
And so the kids these days would be skateboarding and vaping. So, you know, it wouldn't smell like smoke, it'd smell like cotton candy.
Yeah.
And if my students are watching this, I know what you do in the bathrooms.
Yeah, I don't think I would even be able to figure out vaping. I feel like, how does this work?
You know, like, walk by the bathrooms like, wow, it smells like Bath & Body Works here, because that's what it usually smells like. It wouldn't be drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
Beer, yes.
Yeah, beer. And in the early 80s, it probably would have been wine cooler.
Or Boone's Farm.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been beer. Like, not...
And cheap beer, too.
Rick
Milwaukee's
Andover
best.
Is like a poor man's Dylan McKay.
Dylan McKay?
From 90210.
See, she's watched this. I haven't. I finally got, introduced like 4 years ago to watching all of Friends. So.
Oh my gosh, I should give you my DVDs to watch.
I really do, because I was halfway through season 3 when they took it off of Netflix. But it's only $60 on.
It's not bad.
iTunes. the whole
Oh,
series.
That's not bad.
So
Worth it.
for how many
10.
seasons? 10 seasons.
10 seasons.
So it's $6 a season.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't beat that. The football field feud would never happen these days. And this is my comparison. So then the two companies, the Fowlers are were they the canning factory?
Yes.
Mr. Fowler's canning factory that he wanted to put on the football field. And the Patmans traditional English garden. Which,
oh, wait. Do we have that reversed?
it may be. You can correct me.
Yes. Well, oh, wait. The Patmans are the old money, so it's definitely them.
Yeah, they have the English garden.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so, okay, first of all, English garden in California?
Why on a football field?
Why in a football field? I know. Like, why that space? And that's huge.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Unless they're going for, Versailles, but that's French. But
I don't really see the Southern California vibe meshing with the English Tea Party.
no, it isn't. They'll have way too many cacti. Like a Zen garden.
Yeah, and if, I don't know.
And that's what I put in here. Now it would be Whole Foods versus a Zen Sound Garden. Those would be the two things. That would be
Whole Foods.
That's way more Southern California.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe a theme park.
Mm-hmm.
We could support that.
Yeah, we would be okay with that one.
Bulldoze their high school.
Bring back an extension of Disney. And then also Mr. Collins. So Liz wants to be a journalist.
Yes.
And she has to report on her dad's case. And Mr. Collins, the advisor of the Oracle, tells her that she has to be unbiased in her journalism. And that just cracked me up because...
Yeah. Oh, those are the bygone days.
Like, this is...
Well, I can remember learning, about, bias and writing in a non-biased way. And that just seems like a million years ago now. And I haven't been out of college for that long, like 15 years.
Yeah.
But
so it's just like
that's just out the window now.
Yeah. Like, all journalism is biased.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you can pick your side of what you want. Or if you want something a little bit more neutral, BBC.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
That's where I go for. They usually report a little bit better on what's happening in the U.S. because they're so far away from it. They actually can be a little bit more neutral. And then, so yeah, that's all of the then versus now. Did you have anything of those?
No, I think I had the same things actually, especially the smoking.
All right, so let's get out our Jess versus Liz. And so, this may be a little bit hard. So for Liz losing her cool on her mom. Like,
how are we doing this?
I don't know. This one is kind of a talking thing.
Okay.
But with the Todd situation, who do you think handled that better? The Todd situation.
The whole
situation.
The whole Todd situation.
From soup to nuts, beginning to end. Who handled the Todd situation better? Oh my God, I thought you were going to pick Liz too.
I'm going to explain myself.
Yes.
Jessica, okay, they both want Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica went for Todd.
Okay, that's a
Liz
good point.
did not.
Yeah.
Liz sat around. I don't agree with what Jessica did.
Mm-mm.
I don't agree with her shitty actions. So.
But that is true.
But if she really wanted her man, she went after him.
That is true.
I'm just boiling it down to the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, I may have to just switch back to Jess because that is exactly it. I mean, I even talked about how, Liz never told Jess that she liked him.
She should have told Todd.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is a modern day perspective, though.
That is a modern day perspective.
More acceptable.
Yeah. So, back then, they've been Liz is doing the right thing. She's more demure.
Yeah, exactly.
She's a lady with this.
Well, in modern day times, Jess gets it because she was like, I want Todd, I'm going to go for it. Mm-hmm. Don't agree with all the horrible things she did to try to do that, but she did let Todd know she was interested, and Liz didn't.
I know. Handling, so I'm just trying to, handling the last bit with Rick Andover. Who do you think handled the situation?
Which part?
The whole thing,
know.
from when he got in the car to when he went and punched Todd, and Todd punched him back, and they had their scuffle.
Oh, geez. I don't know if I can pick one.
Because Jessica was driving at the time, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so. Yes. And Elizabeth was just screaming out the window.
Right. I would say Liz.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because Liz was at least trying to do something.
Yes, she was.
Jessica could have done so many things being right next to him.
Yeah. She didn't have to drive the car either.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
right.
Why didn't they just get out? Like, just get out.
Or when he approached them, drive away.
Yeah.
Like, he's drunk, he's staggering. He's not going to be able to catch up with them even on foot. So.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah. Were there any other big situations?
Oh, I'm sure I'll think of them later when I'm falling asleep tonight.
That's okay. We can always do a recap or anything.
Oh, the rumor about Liz.
Who handled that better?
Yes. Because Liz didn't really do anything about it.
Right. She
did not try to get to the bottom of it at all. She
and
didn't
try
do
to figure it out. She just sat there. And this is a toss-up.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to have to go with Liz because she was trying to take the high road. Like, Jessica knew everyone was talking about her sister and didn't do a damn thing about it.
Where
you don't do that to your sister.
She could have easily have just said, I get the night of. She was stressed. But the next morning when you hear the rumors, be like, oh, yeah, that was me. But then Jess was like, but I won't be a cheerleader if I get in trouble.
Exactly.
So, I mean, she did have a little bit of a moral dilemma. So, yeah, Liz took the high road.
Liz.
Stayed classy. And
I would never do that to my sister. See, I have the sister perspective.
You do have the sister perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I do not.
Would never happen.
No. I would have probably have said, actually.
And I actually like my sister. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people have commented to me, I'm really surprised you get along. And I always am shocked by that. I'm like, what are you talking about? My sister would do anything for me. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people are surprised we get along. Because I guess people don't get along with their sisters. So,
I can see it when you're in the same house. Mm-hmm. But I would think, like, now.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, my mom gets along with all of her sisters really well. Like, they have their differences, but it's...
Yeah, that's just,
that's just
humanity.
That's family right there. So, yeah, so this was all about the rumor. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Hot meter?
Yes,
all
let's
different guys?
do the hot meter.
Okay. So, I will say a guy. So, I'll go through this. We have ice cold, so if he's not hot at all. 1 flame. 2, 3. And then 4 and 5.
These are so great.
I think it's great. They're so hodgepodge put together, but I wanted them to last a little bit longer, so I put the plastic coating on them.
They are functional, and you can tell what they are.
Yes. Super easy. It's better than, like, having a number. And and then, of course, I have bits of, like, cat hair on it.
Oh, that's okay.
She doesn't care.
Sponsored by Pet Hair. My life.
It's like when I sent that scarf to a friend. I'm like, I'm so sorry about the cat hair on it because my cat was laying on it. And she's like, no, that's just more love.
Do you want to know what I do? I lint roll everything I make before I give it. And then I take tweezers and I really examine it. And if there's hair, I pull it out.
Well, if she says...
Unless I give it to you. No.
If it's another pet person, they wouldn't mind.
Yeah, exactly.
But I would send pictures and like, I'm so sorry about any sort of, like, fur in this because Tanner was just, like, laying on it and snuggling next to it.
Oh, that stuff. You don't notice it.
No.
Anyway, who's on our...
Let's start with Bruce Patman. So Bruce is... Well, first let's start with how we would rank them, and then we can talk about them. Okay. That work?
Yes.
So how would you rank Bruce?
I have a soft spot for Bruce Patman. Having read the whole series, I have come to like him very much. And he's not totally evil in the first book. He's just your typical rich kid. Yeah. He's cute.
He's clueless.
He's clueless. He's not doing anything bad.
No.
You know, he's fighting for his family with Lila.
Yeah, it's respectable. And that's why I'm like, he's a product of his environment.
Exactly.
And so his personality is what makes him not a 5. But you also know that he isn't ugly either. And
spoiled exterior is, there's a good human in there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting to see how that develops. But if I was thinking, like, if I would have met Bruce Patman on the streets before he would open his mouth and say something ridiculous, I'd be like, he's cute. And then he'd probably open his mouth and be like, okay, he's not that cute.
Yeah.
He would ruin it for me. His personality brings him down to a 3.
But his personality will elevate him later.
I hope so. It'd be interesting to see. Stephen Wakefield, the twins' older brother. How would you rank Stephen?
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh! This is hilarious.
This is so funny. This is like, you have a big brother, though.
Yeah, and so I can see,
I think the brother thing makes a big difference.
It does,
here.
because
I have a little brother.
Because when I see an older brother, like, standing up for his sister, supporting them, like, and that's how my brothers are, too. Like, we can be mean, and, like, Joe used to, like, chase me around our tiny house and slam me on the ground, and he's 6'7". I'm 5'2". So it wasn't, like, a small tackle. It was a big tackle. But I just remember the first time my high school boyfriend broke my heart, and my brother's like, hold on. I'll be right there. Like, so I get that. Like, that's so attractive to me, like, that protectiveness. I like, and that's probably why, like,
I can see that.
I respect Alan because he is an older brother, and I can see, like, when guys have broken up with me, like, he's here. He wants to come. Like, I just invited her, and Melissa's like, do you mind if Alan comes? He wants to come. Like, okay. I think I bought enough pizza.
Well,
so you tell me yours.
Stephen, I guess I could have given him a 3. He's
ahead.
like a 2 and a 3.
Yeah.
2.5.
2.5.
He's just a totally average human. Like, he's a good human.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably sort of cute. I mean, he's
a tall blonde. He's like
he looks like Ned. He has brown hair.
Oh, he does it?
Yes. Stephen just doesn't thrill me. I mean, he's a good brother. He's a good guy. He's in college. He's dating Trisha from the Ruff family.
Mm-hmm. So he definitely has some good qualities.
He has good qualities. He's just an average person. Like, there's nothing that puts him over the top. Like you would probably rank me as a completely average person.
No. There it is. I sent, like, her picture of me, like, after one of our other friends sent this gorgeous selfie, Molly. It was beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, this is me, and, like, no makeup on, bad angle, and, like,
yeah, but you looked cute. I don't know. Stephen just doesn't thrill me, I guess. He's just not at this moment in time anyway. I don't know. I've always thought of him as just kind of there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
Rick Andover.
Yes.
Ready? Go. And it's probably because we know that I'm slightly attracted more to the bad boy.
Rick Andover. Oh, he is just, canceled. No, I don't like bad boys. First of all, he drove drunk.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Mm-hmm. I gave him this mainly for the Camaro. Like, he's got a nice car.
I thought it was the whiskey.
Okay, that too. But
yes.
But that's like what I would have found instantly attractive out of a 17-year-old. Like, if I saw a 17-year-old, like, say, hey, I'd like an old-fashioned too, I'd be like, oh. Buddy. Like,
I don't care about cars or alcohol.
That's true.
So
I'm more of the car person.
Rick Andover, no. He's like half of this ice cube.
He's melted.
He's melted.
A lot.
Oh.
Watered down whiskey.
He is not worth melting for.
Also, I did want to say, like, he's slimy, he's sleazy, he's a loser. I'm like, why the stereotype of bad boys and tattoos? Which is definitely something that's not
we
now.
didn't talk about that, the tattoos. That would never be a bad boy stereotype now, I don't think.
Like, some of the...
Alan has 3 tattoos.
Alan has 3 tattoos.
Yeah.
My mom's always like, when I tell her that, she's like, what?
Oh,
because of the stereotype. I'm like, no, they're very meaningful. She's like, does he have a heart with Melissa across it? I'm like,
hell no.
No. He has the World War I.
Yes,
the
World
cross.
War I. He has a Sacred Heart.
The Sacred Heart. Okay.
And then he has like the Union Jack and the England flag.
Oh,
And then it has, like, their motto.
okay.
If God is with us, who can be against us?
Okay.
And it's in Latin, so I don't know what it actually says. Well,
But knowing Alan, he did his research.
oh, yeah.
He's not
That's
like
very-
one of those people that goes to a tattoo parlor and says, I like that Chinese symbol for courage, which probably means something completely
Probably
different.
means, like, hairball or something. No, he doesn't have any of
No.
those. That was very popular in 1999.
What?
The Chinese symbol tattoos.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, my
I know.
God. That
And
was
tramp
so
stamps.
popular. Yes.
Janelle has one. Hi, Janelle.
That's
She
so
designed
funny.
it, though. I do give her that. She designed it.
I know people with tramp stamps, but I'm going to decline from outing them.
I'm a terrible friend. Like, Janelle's probably being like, Janelle, I know you're probably looking at your wine glass and be like, I'm just going to grab some more wine. So,
Okay,
Oh my
who's
gosh.
next?
Ken Matthews.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
I love Ken Matthews.
I do too.
And he stays lovable.
He does. Like, I remember it's the Olivia story.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
when we
yeah,
get to
they're-
that, I can't wait to talk about it
Yes.
because I had read that one, and that's probably why I'm
He's-
giving him
He's
some.
a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's
And
passionate.
A hot football player.
Yeah. So you
Mhm.
know he's got a really
My
nice
high
spot.
school crush was a football player.
And he's the powerful blonde. I love that
Yes.
description, the powerful blonde. But he stands up for what he believes
Yeah,
in.
he
so
does.
he's more
He's
than
a
just
good
a pretty
human.
face. Mhm.
Yes.
And then we do see that later on. Like
Mhm.
he's probably one of the most steady
Oh,
characters.
for sure. Definitely.
That doesn't really change. He's more static,
Mhm.
but
Him and Enid
mhm.
throughout the whole
That
Sweet
is
Valley
true.
High really stay the same.
And lastly, save the best for
Oh,
last. Todd Wilkins. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
And go.
I love Todd.
I know
I'm
you
giving him 7 fires.
7 fires. So he's cute. He's sweet, but he's also a bit dense and a bit of a pushover. That's why I put it on. Because if he was like, and I get it, it's a book, he had to have the drama. But if he was actually in real life, like, in order for him to be a 5 or a 7, like, he would have seen through the bullshit with.
He
The
would
rumor.
have. However, I think I'm saying this because I'm married to Alan. I think that he doesn't do anything because he's trying not to disappoint anybody.
Mhm.
He's just trying to keep the peace.
Yeah.
He's trying to make everyone happy, so he's in his head thinking about it way too much. As a result, he does nothing, and then it looks like he doesn't
He's-
care.
Yeah. Even though he does. But it's
Mhm.
just, I just think he's a little bit.
I think my perspective on Todd is tainted because I've read all of these,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, yeah, Todd and Liz forever. I love Todd. What can I say? Plus, he doesn't, like, Jessica's so aggressive, and he doesn't pick her. Like, that's very attractive to me.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, no, I want
He does-
I want the one in the cardigan.
I know. This is my Elizabeth cardigan. I may
Mhm.
wear this every
Mhm.
episode, which will be interesting of how it fits when we're 60 and still doing these podcasts.
Yes, it might take that long to get through all of
Yeah,
these.
there's a lot. Because we also want to do the Magna and the special editions. So, super
Yes.
thrillers.
I mean, there's the whole universe is pretty
Pretty big.
extensive.
So,
Okay,
that's it. That's
All
it for
right.
I think,
unless we do the Wakefield dad. He's in our peer group now.
yes, I know.
Ned.
Ned.
Yeah, we might even be older than him.
Well, no, he's probably like 40.
Yeah,
I think they
probably.
mentioned that the mom was like 43 or
Oh,
something.
did
Like,
they
I was
say her
doing
age?
the math.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
Because they talked about the age that she was when she had the
Mm.
girls, I think.
Yeah, you might be
And
right.
so
we can
look
evaluate
back.
that later.
Yeah. So, but they're close to our age. We have plenty of friends that are those ages. So,
Yes, definitely.
So yeah. That's it.
Any parting thoughts?
Getting excited for secrets. Go ahead and say, like, because at the end of every single book, they kind of give you a teaser to the next book. So let's leave with the teaser.
Okay, should I start reading here?
Yeah.
very
So it's the
last
very
paragraph.
last paragraph.
I mean, this was published in 1983, so there's literally not going to be any spoiler alerts
Mhm.
because you've had plenty of time to read
Yeah.
this.
And also, I compared this to a soap opera. So, like, this is like at the end of the
Yes.
soap opera
Mhm.
episode where they have to kind of entice you to go on to the next one.
The sharp ring of the doorbell announced Enid's arrival. Ooh, ominous bird. Elizabeth had invited her friend to come over after dinner and spend the night. Elizabeth opened the door. There stood her friend, tears streaming down her face.
Mhm.
Enid, what's wrong? Liz, I don't know what to do. Something terrible has happened. I can't even tell you, it's so awful. But I know Ronnie is going to hate me, and I could just die. I'm afraid I'm going to lose everything. What is the dark mystery in Enid's past, and how does Jessica use it to her own advantage? Find out in Sweet Valley High #2, Secrets.
Should we, like, rank Ronnie really quickly?
Yes, I was just thinking the same thing.
Like, we forgot to rank him. All right, ready? There's no redeeming quality about Ronnie.
Ronnie is
None.
controlling.
Yes. He's a
He is
douchebag.
Controlling, very
Everyone.
judgmental,
Mm-hmm. He
threatening.
even is controlling, like, Todd,
yes.
his friend.
Yes.
Like, you have to
not
think his way or the highway.
Mhm.
And Ronnie, so I'm excited. I haven't read Secrets in a long time since I had purchased this edition where I read all 3. So it's gonna be good. It's fine. It didn't go down underneath.
No.
It didn't go down where the
Just
raccoon was
wondering what I
hanging out.
dropped.
Welcome to
Yes.
the mission. All
Yes,
right,
Maybe there'll be raccoons next time.
EJ. I named them. All right.
Oh, on that note. No. All right. Well, thank you for watching this.
Yes,
5
for-
of our friends that we tell about it.
Yes, making it to 1 hour and 6 minutes.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
we will see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.